What's up YouTube, it's JayStvar here, and today we're going to be explaining Marvel Rivals heroes' backstories and lore in the present day timeline. However, some heroes have incomplete timeline data. We're going to have to wait for new stories to come out for them so we can place them in correct timelines. Also, this will be a multi-part video. Part 2 will be focused on near future Wakanda and Asgard. Part 3 will be focused on 2099. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Marvel Rivals features a roster of 38 heroes as of Season 2, drawn from various timelines and realities within the Marvel Multiverse. Primary due to the time string entanglement caused by Dr. Doom and his 2099 counterpart. This event fused multiple universes, creating chronoverses where heroes and villains have altered yet familiar backstories. And now, we begin. Our first hero, Iron Fist. And no, not our typical Danny Rand, which is usually the normal Iron Fist. This Iron Fist is Lin Lai, wielding the divine sword and bearing the name Sword Immortal, which was nearly the beginning of Lin Lai's legendary journey. When he fell into a lake and his sword shattered, the immortal dragon Shao Lao from the ancient city shared his dragon chi with Lin Lai, making him the new Iron Fist. And he soon faced a daunting trial when the time string entanglement pulled the isolated Kung Lun into an interdimensional conflict. The secret realm was in turmoil and the gods were at war. Lin Lai had to steadfastly and defend the sacred land of Kung Lun, keeping any threat out that could tarnish the holy city at bay. Now, we don't have any data on Iron Fist's timeline or where he's from. If you guys have any guesses on where he's from or what timeline he's from, please put them down in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. Venom. When Spider-Man rejected a symbiotic alien that he thought was just a mere costume, the creature formed a new bond with a man that has the same disdain for Peter Parker. Now, Venom actually doesn't have a specific timeline. The reason is because he was thrown around so many different timelines that he actually doesn't have a clear memory of where he's actually from. But he did find himself in a near future timeline to stop the Dark God Null. Penny Parker. After the death of her father, Penny Parker inherited the experimental mech suit known as SP.R. Now Penny Parker and SP.R keep the people of Shin Shibuya safe, just like her father did before her. But their mission is just so much bigger than one city. Since the time string entanglement, Penny and SP.R devoted themselves to the protection of the web of life and destiny and the countless realities it connects. Penny resides in an alternate reality separate from the other heroes in 2099 Tokyo. She's from Earth 14512 as in her comic origins. Now we're in the present day timeline. Iron Man. Wounded by a weapon of his own design, billionaire inventor Tony Stark created a custom-made suit of armor to keep himself alive. When legions of night descended upon New York City, Iron Man and his fellow Avengers turned their tower into a stronghold. From there, Tony leads the effort to find the mysteries of Carnovium and is working with Reed Richards to try and reverse the time string entanglement. Which brings us to the Fantastic Four. When the crew of Johnny Storm, Sue Storm, Reed Richards, and Ben Grimm went on an experimental space mission in hopes of visiting the stars, instead coming back with powers and popularity as the world-famous Fantastic Four. Since darkness fell on New York City, the Fantastic Four had been busy dealing with Dracula's legions. Johnny Storm even went supernova and helped wipe out a bunch of vampires. Moon Knight. Mercenary Mark Spector was given a second chance at life when he became the avatar of the Egyptian moon god Khonshu. At Khonshu's behest, Mark doles out righteous vengeance against everyone across all timelines that challenges his master, putting him at odds with everyone from the mystic evils of Doom to the unknowable. Moon Knight was in New York helping fight against the vampires. He came up with a solution that helped get rid of all the vampires quick, but it included the civilians that were infected by the vampires, which most of the heroes did not agree with, so they went with a different plan. Spider-Man. Bitten by a radioactive spider, Peter gained the abilities to cling onto any surface, a spider sense that warns him of any danger, and the proportional speed, strength, and agility from a spider. Since the time string entanglement, Spider-Man has been swinging between two battlefronts. When he's not rallying New York's heroes to fight against ancient forces of vampires, he's busy protecting the web of life and destiny with his fellow web warriors from Tokyo Web World. Hulk. Caught in the detonation of a powerful weapon of his own invention, Bruce Banner absorbed gamma radiation that transforms him into a massive green monster whenever his emotions rage out of control. Banner created a special gamma belt to control his transformations and call him the Hulk's Fury, but when the time string entanglement turned the Los Diablos missile base into a demonic battleground, he realized that the best way to fight the monsters was to let out the one within. Thor, Prince of Asgard and God of Thunder. Thor has suffered greatly since the time string entanglement. When the All-Father was forced to enter his regenerative Odin sleep, Thor and Loki battled for the throne. Through deceit and trickery, Loki bested his brother Thor and sent him to a distant and more dangerous timeline. But Thor finds his way back to the present day timeline. He has a little scuffle with Hawk. He gets Hawk to calm down. Bruce Banner comes out. He's talking to Bruce Banner how Loki bested him, and now he's trying to find his way back to Asgard and save her from the time string entanglement. Scarlet Witch. Wanda's ability to control chaos magic makes her one of the strongest beings in the universe. Since the time string entanglement, chaos magic is one of the few things holding the threads of reality together. Should her powers fail, the Scarlet Witch truly believes that this universe will disintegrate along with everyone in it, and that is a fate she refuses to allow. Squirrel Girl. Doreen Green is more than just a computer science student at Empire State University. She also happens to have a power of a squirrel and a power of a girl. With her BFFF, best furry friend Tippy-Toe by her side, Doreen Green eats nuts and kicks butts as an unbeatable squirrel girl. Since the time string entanglement, things got weirder. With all of New York City being attacked by creatures of the night, Squirrel Girl assembled an adorable army to reclaim Central Park, and with her ability to communicate with squirrels, she was able to help Ratasker defeat Dracula. Cloak and Dagger. When teenage runaways Tandy Bowen and Tyrone Johnson were exposed to an experimental drug against their will, they unexpectedly gained extraordinary powers. The time string entanglement struck when Cloak and Dagger were traversing the Dark Force dimension. The pair emerged to find New York City under the control of Dracula. They soon joined the heroic resistance fighting against the Empire of Eternal Night. And that finally wraps up the present day timeline and what the heroes are doing in this timeline in their respective worlds. If you enjoyed this video at any point, don't forget to hit that like, hit the subscribe, turn on the notifications so you don't miss it when we drop a video. I want you guys to have a good day, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys on the next one.